All right, hello. Uh, I don't know what to call myself on this channel. I go with Mr. Flamingo. I could, but that's the other channel. But hello, I'm the owner and proprietor of Whole World Comics. Everything else on this channel so far has been my backlog. I've re-uploaded a couple things from my main channel, re-uploaded my comic book, and the start of that stuff was just video games. But the video game thing isn't getting me anywhere, so I decided this will be my side activity where I talk about comic books. And aside from everything that's a re-upload, my first and foremost talk will be on Sword of the Atom. 1983's Sword of the Atom is written by... Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Written by Jan Stranad and art by Gil Kane. Sword of the Atom focuses on Ray Palmer. I hadn't read Sword of the Atom prior to this, but I had heard about it. This is still when Ray Palmer is the main Atom. This is 1983. I think it's like a year or so before Crisis on Infinite Earths. The Atom discovers that his wife, Jean Loring, is having an affair. So he thinks it's time to have some time apart. And then this is where everything just goes off the deep end after that bang, boom, emotional opening. Ray decides to go do some research in the Amazon rainforest, gets on one of those drug cartel airplanes, crash lands in the middle of the rainforest, ends up discovering this really small group of alien civilizations. What were they called again? The Catharthans, or something along those lines. Catharthans? Yeah. Uh, and he just goes all out. There's this whole adventure, this whole quest. He falls in love with Princess Leithwen because they have their own princess. He has that whole stereotypical, I guess you'd say like, the machismo. Like he's combating for the princess's attention. He has to serve as their protector because he's the great being from the sky shrinks down to their own size, and he combats the snakes and stuff because they're not microscopic, they're just really small. So they're battling snakes and all this sorts of stuff. And by the very end, he's firmly established his new life. He's willing to give up Jean, willing to ignore Ray Palmer, and he decides that he's going to be the Atom from now on. Until some issues with Dwarf Star occur, he has to absorb the Dwarf Star alloy because that's what he uses to shrink and grow in the first place. He gets forcefully grown back to normal size. He gets delirium, wanders the rainforest, and gets rescued. We'll never know where Princess Leithwen is. It's a very interesting read. It's very 1983, very word heavy. The art's really good. The story is also pretty good. Unfortunately, the ramifications would not be really seen until much, much later, because of course he'll go on to divorce Jean, and unfortunately Jean will be a big catalyst for my least favorite book, Identity Crisis. I've never been one much interested in the Atom except for his appearances in the Arrowverse, where he's played by Brandon Routh. But this was a very interesting read and made me actually kind of invested in the character. I thought if you're gonna do a story about the Atom, going absolutely off your rockers with it is a pretty good way to do it. I won't delve too much more into it because I've given you the brass tacks, but Sword of the Atom. I read it, I think you should too.